um, I was with my ex-girlfriend for like 4.5 years after she cut. What happened? There was like a period of just bad shit. My dad dies. 10 days later, my grandma dies. 2 months later, my ex-girlfriend cuts me out of her life. Totally understandable from the person I used to be. But I went through this big single phase, and I didn't go to college, and I didn't like date anyone from, because I started dating her before I was 18, up until I was like 22, 23, and I didn't know how to be single at all, or how to talk. Now it's like, people are always like, how do you get all these girls on the channel? I'm like, dude, I know how to be friend zoned like nobody's business. So I know how to make friends with girls easily, but I've never been that good at like actually getting a girl interested in me. Anyway, so I went through this single phase, and then I was going through experimental phases, and I turned to the one thing I thought would work, Craigslist.org. So they have the casual encounter section, right? And so I did some experimentation stuff with dudes, actually, and I realized it wasn't for me. Wasn't for me at all.
That's where it comes from. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the outlet.
Now all the dots.
Yeah. Yeah. There's drama to the comedy. So, yeah.
So were you the who was the man?
Well, I didn't have sex with these guys. I can't believe I'm sharing this.
Okay.
They were, some of them were really interesting because they're like, I'm not gay, I just want to suck a dick, and I was like, okay. So I never sucked a dick. One time someone offered, and I was like, nah, I don't. Something about a dick being in my mouth, just not cool with. So I was like,
at least you were the pitcher.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
You're
it.
the pitcher, yeah.
And then one day I get hit up. There's this. It's actually this black girl, and I was like, I've never been with a black girl. Sweet. And I'm like, finally a girl hits me up, right? So I go over to her place. It's kind of like darklit in there. It's only candles. And then she tells me, I want to massage you. I want to lick you from head to toe, right? And she literally does that, like everywhere. Everywhere, Tyrone. Everywhere. So, yeah. So then next thing you know, there's a condom on me, and then she sits on me, and so I'm in her, and then I realize, wait a minute, my dick's in her ass. Then I reach down, totally had a penis. So.
Wait a minute. No.
That's a true story. That's a true story.
I used to hear these stories all the time on like Jerry Springer or Jenny Jones or something. And there would be guys that would meet these women. They would have sex with them and not know that they put it in there. How did you not know? You got to tell me how you not know.
She sat on me with a skirt on. And I couldn't see. It wasn't until I reached down and was like, oh, this is one of those situations.
You felt something? Did you feel something like on your...
I reached my hands down, and then I was like, that's a penis. So
what did
what did I do? I couldn't continue.
Okay.
Wait, there's more to the story. I couldn't continue. I couldn't continue. And I was honest with this like there's all these like people are like, you should refer to that person as a her or a he. Like I'm gonna call this person a person. This person was like a little disappointed in me though, because and I was like thinking, you kind of should have told me what was really up though.
Yeah.
And like there should be a warning about that, like you might not be into it. But
I just recently did a video about that.
And I was sleeping. I started falling asleep, and then his or her voice was so soothing. I started believing it was a woman again.
And you did it.
So I went through with it. And it was right after, it's the only reason I'm sharing this story is because it was during that when I realized two things. One, I'm not into guys. Two, I realized I really don't like just fucking with people or like just doing sexual things with no actual emotional intimacy. I realized that's what I really wanted. So that, and I know it was because of that experience where I was like, I really want an emotional connection with someone. And then I started realizing all these girls that come on the channel, I'm like, whatever, they're just like, I could be friends with them. Like, why do I have to try to fuck everything I see? So I decided I was like, you know what? I'm cool with going, I have attractive friends, but I'm just friends. But Veronica, I've known her for 10 plus years, and I just couldn't get past the fact of how attracted I was to her for all these years and how deep of a connection we had. And then it led to what it is now, and she knows about that incident. But, yeah, no. Like, I told her about that, and she was like, I'm worried for you because of that. And she made sure I got STD tested before, like, we ever did anything. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
So let me ask you this. Did you two get together kind of like you had one hot hookup after being years of friends? Or was it kind of like, hey, let me take you out?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. we like, fooled around one time when we were, like, in our mid-teens. And it was just this one time. Many, many years later, we, like, fooled around again. But anytime we started, like, messing around, because of the state she was in and the state I was in, she wouldn't want to, she would push me away or cut it off. And then one day, oh man, I totally share a story with you, but it'd be so fucked up if I share it.
You don't have to feel
one day, when we're alone,
yeah.
But one day we just start like, we do start like messing around and stuff, and because I'm constantly, like, I would be honest with her. I'd be like, I have masturbated to you for years, Veronica. And
you are, that's one thing I really like about you. You're very, very open.
Yeah, I'm a pretty open guy.
And I thought I was open. I've had women tell me you're a little too open with me, but you're way open than I am.
Trust me, I've gotten the too open thing many times in my life. But I just don't want to ever lie, or I don't want to feel the need to hide something. I don't know why. But anyway, so right. Veronica one day calls me up, and she's telling me, like, she's having these thoughts about the kind of guy she wants. She's been single for almost a year at this point, and she's really been working on herself, and that's what I was doing. So what happened was I was an individual who was like, I need to get my shit together. And then I started doing a lot of personal development again, going to therapy. And then she was doing similar things. And then I grew as a person, she grew as a person, and those two people just clicked. And then we started hooking up, and it was fucking awesome. It was so fucking hot. And I was like, it started off like, we're just friends. It's just cool. And then one day it really dawned on me, I don't want her to hook up with anyone else but me. Like, I will not be cool with it. And then I asked her to be my girlfriend because I was like, it was the first time where something so natural happened where I was like, I really want this girl to be my girlfriend. Aw, fucking love her. I wish she was here right now.
You were bed buddies, like me and my ex were at first.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's that point where you're like, wait a minute, no, I don't want anybody else touching her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it goes beyond jealousy. It's just like, you're like, I want to keep this something. I mean, she's an actress, and she still, since we've been together, she hasn't had to do a kissing scene or anything with anyone else since. But I know as an actress, it's going to come down the road, and that's what not worries me, but my concern with the direction we're going would have to be, I'm doing my thing, and I'm going to be transitioning more into writing and stuff. And I just got an acting gig I got offered an acting gig on a web series. And Veronica, she's going to be going big and going places. And it's like, how do you manage these two careers and make it work? Like, that's where that's the only, like, people are like, why would you marry her? You know her forever. And then I'm like, well, this is the reason why. We're not sure where we'll be when our careers are really up there. You know, like how can we, if we can maintain that and make it work, then totally, I'm gonna absolutely.
Right, because you're still on that journey.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, but
I'll tell you this: as an actor myself, if I expand and I become big, I will never do a sex scene. Ever. Like, no, never. That's my buddy right there.
And as a producer and writer, I will insist that you do a sex scene with Veronica.
I knew you were going to say that.
Be like, please, Tyrone, do this for me. Fulfill a fantasy I have.
I like to watch.
I like to watch. It's my thing. I've never actually done anything with her.
Well, depending on how open-minded Noelle is, maybe I'll send you that tape.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, can't talk too much about Noelle, but you should probably come visit LA sometime.
And I'm giving them, like, our subscribers so much fuel right now.
Yeah.
Because you can flirt, you can say something, you can make a joke, you can fuck up and say something, and they take it and run with it. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I swear I've been fucking Mamba Jumbo for about 3 months or so, according to I've never touched the girl.
No, people are, like, someone tweeted Veronica once saying, hey, I'm sorry Ryan cheated on you. And I was like, what? It's because, like, they would see other female friends of mine coming on the channel, but Veronica hadn't been on for like a month, so they thought, oh, maybe I did something fucked up, you know? And, oh, man. What's up?
Did it start an argument?
No, it didn't start an argument, no. I mean, I was like, she knows that some people are just dumb.
Oh, it happened with me before. When I was with Sarah, someone had sent me a message, and it said, yeah, your girl's a fucking slut. And, yeah, asked him to tell her James said, what's up? Now, James, the name James just happened to be of one of her exes. So, yeah. So that caused a big thing. And she basically had to prove to me that she wasn't with him or touching him or anything like that.
Oh, man.
She had to show phone records, emails, like, because I was pissed.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, wait a minute, you know. So the more I put it together, she was telling me the truth. But it was just, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's some shit that people say though. Like it starts to really upset me. Like there's this one guy, like, you know, people hate on me, and I did a podcast recently where I did talk about how every once in a while that does start to bring me down. Like I ask for it pretty much. Like it's my fault I get it. So I'm not, but every once in a while it does start to bring me down a little bit. But when it really bothers me is if they say something about someone else.